Hey everyone, it's Elise and this is my Wonderland After Dark look for the Face Awards 2019 Top 6 Challenge. I was inspired by the game Alice Madness Returns as well as the creepy darker side of Alice in Wonderland. If you want to see me win, don't forget to vote for me. Voting starts from September 21st until the 30th. To vote, head over to faceawards.nyxcosmetics.com.au, and if you want to see how I did this look, just keep on watching. I'm first using the Photo Loving Primer from NYX Cosmetics and I'm just putting that all over my face and rubbing it in. I'm now using the Pore Filler Primer and I'm focusing on the areas where my pores would show, but I'm also just putting it all over my face to create a smooth finish. For my foundation, I'm using the Total Control Drop Foundation in the shade Porcelain and I'm just blending that into my skin with a beauty sponge. For contour, I'm using the Wonder Stick and I'm focusing on one side of my face mainly. I'm also just putting that contour on my nose as well. And I'm blending that all out with a beauty sponge. For my brows, I'm using the Fill & Fluff eyebrow pencil in the shade Blonde just because the wig that Alice was wearing at the start was blonde and I wanted to match that. So I'm just filling in my brows and then I'm using the fluffy end just to brush up the hairs. And then I'm just using my foundation just to clean up the brows a bit more. I'm using the white eyeshadow base just to prime my lid and I'm using my finger just to blend it out. I'm then just going over the top of that with the HD powder just to set it in place. I'm using the Ultimate Brights shadow palette for my eyeshadow and I'm using the lightest pink color in that, and I'm also using the darker pink shadow in that palette just to build up the intensity. I'm using the shades 3 and 10 from the Love You So Mochi palette and I'm just putting that on the center of my lid, and then I'm going in with the Glitter Goals liquid eyeshadow in the shade Me Tropical and I'm putting that on the center of my lid as well as underneath my eye. I'm using the Love You So Mochi Electric Pastels palette with the shade 2 for my inner corner highlight. I'm using the Epic Ink Liner in black and I'm just winging that out. And I'm also just creating a little cat eye in the inner corner. I'm using the Liquid Suede lipstick in the shade Pink Lust just to create a line in my crease. I'm then adding some more of the Glitter Goals liquid eyeshadow to the center of my lid. I'm using a black mascara just to coat my top and bottom lashes. And I'm also adding glitter eyeliner to the inner corner of my eyes. I'm now just adding a lash to the Alice side of my eye, and I'm also just adding the Epic Ink Liner to my lash line to blend it in. I'm now going in with a white foundation just on top of the rabbit side of the face, and I'm also just blending that into the bottom half of my face where the teeth will go. I'm using the red color from the Ultimate Shadow palette, and I'm just blending that into my eye and blending it out. And then I'm just buffing it out with a fluffy brush. I'm now using the Liquid Suede lipstick in the shade Kitten Heels and I'm putting that in the center of my lid and just blending that out. I'm also just dragging that up towards my brow and also down the side of my nose. And then I'm just blending it out with a beauty sponge. I'm adding more of that Liquid Suede lipstick to the center of my lid just to create a bit more dimension. For contour, I'm using the same Liquid Suede lipstick and I'm just blending it out with a beauty sponge, and I'm also just adding in some more foundation. The contour isn't really necessary for this look since we do cover it up in the end, but I thought I would show you how I did it anyway. I'm using the white eyeshadow base just to lighten up the center of my lid and I'm blending it out with my finger. And then I'm using a small brush just to make it a little bit more precise on my lid, and then just softening it out with a fluffy brush. I'm adding a darker red eyeshadow to my lower lash line as well as to the corner of my eye, and I'm just blending that out and making it look a bit softer. I'm then blending it out further around my eye. I'm adding a white lipstick to my waterline as well as to my lower lashes and my top lashes as well. I'm now just applying lash glue to my eyebrows and I'm sticking on some cotton to my eyebrows just to create a fuzzy look. I'm adding a false lash to my rabbit side and then I'm adding some more of that white lipstick to the lashes just to blend it in. I'm adding some of that white lipstick to the rabbit side of my face just to make it a little more paler. I'm also bringing that down on my neck as well. With the jumbo pencil in Milk, I'm just marking out where I want my prosthetic I made to sit on my face. I'm I'm adding an adhesive to pretty much the whole area of where the prosthetic's gonna stick, and then I'm just making sure it's tacky before I put on the prosthetic. Then I just held it down so it would stick. I then didn't really like how big it was on my face, so I kind of trimmed it down just so it sat a bit better on my face. I'm now just adding some adhesive to the prosthetic part, and I'm just adding some cotton on top of that. I feel like the latex works better for adding cotton on top, just because it stuck a bit better. I added some bruising around the prosthetic on the outer side of the face using the Perfect Filter Gloomy Days palette, and I'm creating veins using the lip liner in Plush Red and also using the Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Alabama. I'm using a slanted brush just to soften out the lines a little bit so they don't look so harsh. To soften out the lines a bit more, I'm using a beauty sponge. I'm now just creating the same type of veins on my neck. I'm using a fluffy brush on these veins just to make them look a bit more irritated. I'm adding some fake blood around the irritated side of the prosthetic, and I'm also just adding that onto the teeth part as well. Going back in with the Perfect Filter Gloomy Days palette, I'm just adding a bit more bruising to those veins. And I'm also just adding some veins on top of the bruising that I've just created. I'm also adding more dimension onto my neck with a stipple sponge. I'm now adding the rest of the fluff to the bunny side of the face, and to do that I'm using liquid latex and some cotton, and I'm just kind of breaking up the cotton and placing it on top. I'm now adding the white liquid liner from NYX to my teeth. I'm also adding the white liquid liner to my eye. I'm touching up my lashes, both the top and bottom. And I'm creating a cat eye to the inner corner of my eye. I'm now adding red shadow to the outer side of the face just to make it look a bit more irritated, and I'm also taking that Gloomy palette to make it a bit bruised and also adding some veins. I'm blending out those veins with a fluffy brush. And I'm also adding some fake blood to the irritated part just to finish off the look. So that's the end of my video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to press the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see me win, don't forget to vote for me. Voting starts from September 21st until the 30th. You can vote up to 3 times a day per email. To vote, head over to faceawards.nyxcosmetics.com.au, and I'll also put a link in the description below on how to vote. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.